PressBox and Sports Authority have teamed up to celebrate youth sports this year, but we need your help. Register your youth team or a youth team you know about at PressBoxOnline.com to get in on all the fun. Each week, a random team will be selected from all who enter. The weekly winning team and its organization will get special discounts at Sports Authority. Welcome back to Inside PressBox, presented by Friedmont Mortgage. Just because the Orioles didn't make the postseason doesn't mean baseball is over for the year. In fact, my next guest, very handsome gentleman, Larry Williams of the B.A.T.T Academy, located in Glen Burnie, Maryland. He laughs at that, says this may be the best time of year for baseball or to learn how to play baseball, Larry.
Well, there's never a bad time, but this is the time when, because of the weather and because the season is over traditionally, this is called the off season. And anyone who's been in this game for any length of time, especially at the higher levels, understands that this is when it's time to really get started. Your season's actually made in the off season. So
talk a little bit more about that. That sounds like a great cliche. I know it's true,
yeah.
But I never had the benefit of really working on my baseball game during the off season. There weren't indoor facilities 35, 40 years ago or 50 years ago. Nowadays, you can really elevate your game, and that's what we're talking about if you're serious about baseball.
Well, you know, that's funny because a lot of this started in the South,
Yep.
where they say kids are better because they play year-round. They really don't play a whole lot more than we do, but what they do all year-round is train. And yes, there have been facilities like ours in the South, especially Florida, for a lot of years.
So what do you actually work on in a facility if you're not playing games? What can you truly work on? Well,
our academy is based on 3 levels. We do work a good deal of major league and minor league players in the off season in the athletic performance training, speed, agility, core strength. We also have the only CrossFit baseball gym in Maryland, which is a West Coast thing that's just really bleeding this way now. Matter of fact, Eric Backich at the University of Maryland is California.
Here we go. Here's a look at your facility right now.
Right.
Okay.
Well, the other thing that we work on besides the athletic performance training is the skills training. We have quite a few instructors that are, well, they've got big resumes, but resumes don't teach. People do. So these guys have played the game at the highest level, but they're phenomenal teachers. They know how to communicate not just the advanced skills, but to make sure that a kid or a player has the fundamental skills down pat before you try to go into advanced skills.
Now throw out a few of the names. I know Eric Milton was with you. Is he going to continue with you even though he's going to the University of Maryland?
Eric's family, he's going to be around, but he is now at the University of Maryland, as you said. Tony Saunders, who has been on your show before.
Right.
John Hovis, former Yankee farmhand, pitcher, reliever. Ken Pumphrey, Mets, Phillies. Gary Helmick, who is just now getting out of baseball, was with the Orioles as shortstop in their farm system. We have several of our pro guys like Dustin Pease, who's still with the San Diego Padres. He'll be home all winter long working with left-handed kids especially.
So it's a top-notch staff. And what about the facility? What are some of the things you can really focus in on there?
Well, again, it's athletic performance training, it's skill training, player development is what. We're not an entertainment center. We don't have arcade games. We don't have snack bars. No birthday parties.
Right, no birthday parties.
But what we do is we teach kids and we develop players. Regardless of the age or the prowess, we develop players. Our whole goal is to make them their own best teacher. And that's something that's very difficult to do, but
and you have video capabilities there, so when a kid works in a batting cage or he's working on his pitching motion, you can take the video and go to work with the kid.
We encourage families, too, to do their own videotaping, and we'll show them how when they come in for a reason. That's something you can take home with you and work on and play with. I mean, as you know, my son Anthony was in the
work for the Pirates,
right? And these guys spend an immense amount of time looking at video and of themselves, working on and cleaning up what they need to clean up.
This strength and conditioning and athletic training, getting the edge in that's a huge thing today that wasn't different. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think the nice part of this is we do train athletically, some professional and college athletes, and over the last year or two, a lot of high school athletes.
And not just baseball, though.
No,
the training.
No, we train a lot.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, one of our new trainers is an ex-NFL wide receiver.
Okay.
He'll be working with kids on speed, development of speed and agilities. We have a full staff down there, including Gary Helmick, who runs our CrossFit program, which is the elite athletes. And then we have an intermediate training system for the intermediate athlete, and then the beginners. We have kids now in classes to become athletic at age 8 and 9 years old, which serves another purpose too. Kids in this generation are not the toughest we've seen in a long time. So what happens is they don't have the activities we had.
No.
They got 400 channels on TV.
Right.
They got a PlayStation. They got a computer. They got a cell phone. So they don't get outside.
We're losing a lot of kids to that stuff. Yeah, no question about it.
I know a lot of people think, because I am a little bit up in years, that when I say this is maybe the softest generation we've ever seen, it's not my age saying that. There's a lot of people half my age saying the same thing.
Tell me the website before we
BATTacademy.com.
B.A.T.T. BATTacademy.com. Now, we got about a minute left. I wanted to save the last minute. We don't have any pictures of it or anything, but you're getting a new machine, keeping our fingers crossed, the middle of November approximately. Rawlings is going to install it. Tell us what it's called and what it does.
It is Smart Vision, which is also known as Smart Sports or Smart Cage. In Major League Baseball, you have robotic cameras all over the place that are putting in that closed circuit TV for these guys to see. You'll see them run down into the dugout tunnel. They're looking at film right there. What this does is this system is so intense and so high-tech, way over my head, but what it does is it will actually, just to give you an example of how high-tech it is, it not only measures the miles per hour on a fastball, it measures the trajectory of the ball, which is important to any hitter or pitcher, and it also gets so detailed that it'll count the revolutions on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
When you get it in, we're going to send our videographer out there, and we're going to do a special on that.
The beautiful part of this thing, it's going to be on a national database. So instead of spending thousands and thousands of dollars to have these films made up that everybody wants for colleges, it'll be about $150 and it's done, and it's on a national website.
All right. Larry Williams, my friend.
Stan, thank you.
The Bat Academy out in Glen Burnie. Appreciate your stopping in.
My pleasure.
When we return, I'm going to share some of my feelings about yet another recent death of one of our well-known sports figures, former Baltimore Raven, offensive tackle Orlando Brown. Stay tuned. Join Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and the Maryland Mentoring Partnership on Monday, October 17th at M&T Bank Stadium for the biggest little tailgate party presented by M&T Bank. Enjoy club-level food and fun, showcase your football skills on the field, tour the locker room, meet and greet players, and more. Get your tickets now at biglittle.org.